first came out, man, the rap scene in ATL was more, you know, we was riding with Good Mob, we was riding with Outkast. That was cool, that was from the city. But the gangsters, the bad boys, the dope boys was on the Master P wave real hard, man. You know what I mean? The I'm Violent and all that shit, TRU, that's what we were riding to. So, you know, people really got misunderstood when we came with the P shit. It wasn't really nothing where I just hated him or anything like that. I respected it, but at the same time I knew that you play for the Saints, I play for the Falcons. I ain't gonna score with y'all, you know what I mean? You ain't on my team, and I ain't on your team. Respect it, we could play at the end of the day, but somebody had to come with the gangster scene in Atlanta. Man, Atlanta was probably his #1 market back in the day, man, 98, 97. Atlanta was probably #1 market to anywhere else in the world, you feel me? And just being from here, man, I'm like, man, shit, I gotta get my feet wet. So we came with that no holds barred, we going at everybody. I played for DSGB, and that's where it went down, man.
Describe what kind of hold No Limit had on rapping at the time.
They had a real hold, man, especially when he was dropping so much shit as heavily as he was dropping it. You feel what I'm saying, man? It was like, it was almost like had the consumers a cult following with that shit, man. New P in the week, new P in the week, new P in the week. Hey man, I'm Pastor Troy, I rap. Fuck you, man, it's a new P coming out in the week. You feel me? So nigga had to fight through all that. But we made a stand, we made that shit happen, made somebody at least open your ear up to it. Just open up their ear, man. We've been doing this shit 10, 12 years.
Okay. What was it like when your shit dropped?
Yeah, man, it was different, man. I had a lot of the elements from their kind of music just on an ATL style, you know, coming with this country boy swag. I put a lot of big guns and stuff in the beats and stuff, just represented for the gangsters. We just really didn't have that on the forefront from Atlanta. You know, they thought it was just booty shake and all that shit going on down here, but there's some real cats down here. They know, and as you see them, they popping up. They've been popping up over the years now, man.
Alright. How you started independent?
Yeah.
How did you set yourself apart from so many other cats?
Man, I got a real high IQ. You know, Wade, you have. Yeah, man. I'm a real smart dude, man. And now that I know both a way, just a way of shit, that's what I decided to feed my family, you feel me? So you gotta put your all into understanding the business, understanding the ins and outs of this shit, you feel me? I probably studied for a year before I even tried to put anything out, you feel me? Coming up with a strategy. I don't know nothing about this shit, but just that year that I took while I was still getting my raps together, just learning about copyrights, just learning about publishing, BMI and all that stuff, it just reading over contracts, you feel me? Read over it. You might not know what it means. Just read over. Just be familiar with some of the terms and stuff like that. That shit don't cost you nothing. I bought a book called Out of the Source magazine. The name of the book was Getting Started with Your Own Independent Record Label. Man, I bought that book and I read it religiously. Every day I read this book over and over again. There wasn't nothing else you can tell me. It had contracts in the book. It had everything in the book that you need to start your own record label. And just studying that book, man, it just gave me a real blueprint that a lot of the other artists didn't have.
Okay. What's that independent ground? Because you didn't say independent very long though before you got.
Nah, man, I went on and rode with Universal, but they had let some motherfuckers get in my pot, man. I was straight doing on the independent tip, man. But with success comes greed. With greed comes envy. Now I'm dealing with a whole nother shit when all I want to do is make some music and make some money for my family. Now I'm dealing with, I'm in a contract with this dude. Man, all I was doing was signing a management contract with you. How the fuck I end up an artist? I wasn't sweating whatever the management contract, that was small to me. But now I'm an artist? Come on, man. That ain't the right contract off the rip. So apparently you ain't have my best interest at heart. We ain't studying that. Fuck the contract. Well, now when I started figuring out what was going on, they couldn't answer none of my questions. Y'all got me in an artist deal. I'm not a label no more. People didn't want to accept that I was the rapper and the label. Pastor Troy always belonged to Master Side Records, my label. How the fuck did I find out I'm assigned to another label? Shouldn't I know it? You know what I mean? So with that going on with a nigga, it really got me on my independent grind, figuring that shit out. But at the same time, I had stretched my hands as far as I could, doing it on my own, still just learning the game. So it was time for me to make that next step. And I respect the Universal move and all that. It helped my career out a lot. But at the same time, I would love to see where that independent game could have taken me from on that, with that kind of song, with that kind of magnitude that we already had, man. That shit is one in a million.
Now, you've been around over a decade and you've seen the major stuff, you've seen the independent. Which one is better for, I guess, Southern rap culture, would you say?
Southern rap culture is built off this independent shit, man. Hell, man, I was the first solo artist out of Atlanta with a video with this gangster shit sticking on BET, and it wasn't sticking, it was just hitting and going. Me and Backbone, our video probably debuted the same day out of Atlanta. So I understand both sides of the table, and as an artist, you gotta respect what's best for you. You know what I mean? What works best for your situation. You feel me? I don't have T.I. bills. I don't have Young Jeezy bills. So I ain't gotta do the things that them niggas do. You feel me? But for me and what I gotta handle and my people, it's an independent thing straight for me, man. I'm enjoying myself, I'm learning. And you always have, being independent, there's always tomorrow. You feel me? If you're in a situation, that's a luxury you ain't got. You feel me?
You've been able to do things that other rappers haven't been able to do, like, there's only 360 miles from you, Pastor Troy, you get up and drop some shit, and again with the label situation, you go make it independent. And that's something that nobody else can do other than Southern artists, because I haven't seen it.
Man, you know what? It's not as easy to do, and a lot of people don't have the game to do it. But if you're a New York artist, it'll be easy for you to go and get another deal than it is for somebody down south. Ain't no, the label's not around here like that. So we gotta find out the next channel. Shit, all we got left to do is call Selector or somebody if we want this shit out. My thing be coming off of, don't ever get dropped. Leave. Make that shit work for you. You feel what I'm saying? A lot of people be weak, disappointed. Damn, man, I'm told all these folks I was going platinum, I was never coming back to the hood. You feel me? That shit and say, man, these crackers just spent $2 million on my face and my likeness and told me I'm free to go. Turn this shit into some money. And that's what I always respected. You feel me?
Do you still do your own production?
I still make beats and stuff like that, man, but I've been finessing so hard, and it's been so easy for me to just grab the pen and write to some tight beats. I gotta get back into it. I'm gonna make sure I do that for 2010. It's crazy, man. I think back on that shit, man. My biggest hit, I produced. Yeah. What the fuck is wrong with you, fool? Make some more beats. That's all good.
Yeah, but when I listen to those older songs, you know, your first song, it was so ironic to me at the time, because I'm like, shit, this kind of sound like KL.
Yeah. The cadence, that military shit. I want some tracks from KL so I can really finesse my writing skills. I know my strength is writing, for real. You know, I know I'm a gifted writer. So with the beats, man, it's easy for me to just grab some and do what I gotta do. I like the challenge of writing other people's beats. You know what I mean? I like the challenge. It's more challenging for me. But making my own beats, I be so anxious to rap on them, man. I don't ever really even go into the full details of the beat, man. Ready to grab that mic, that pen, and start writing.
Who did you get it?
Man, dog, that was KL all day with a GA swing to it. You know, with a GA swing to it. You feel me? I love our soldier shit. I'm a born soldier. You know what I mean? I'm a military child. So all that appealed to me. The cadence sound music. You know. Only thing I did, man, was just try to bring the gangsters, the soldiers out of Atlanta to the forefront, because we was digging that shit too.
Who you brought on the rap?
Man, with the rapping, man, I'm a real rapper. I'm a real historian. I'm a real child of the game, student of the game, man. You know, I got a big brother that was 5 years older than me. So with music and hip hop being something that we've seen grow from the beginning, it's way more important to me than probably the next dude. You feel me? I respect a lot of stuff and know a lot of stuff just on the strength that my big brother loved it so much, and you want to be like big bro. This shit means so much to you. What? KRS-One, BDP, Public Enemy, Ice Cube. It's all stuff that big bro loved. So of course, it naturally gravitated to me. KRS, Ice Cube, Chuck D, Tupac, of course. I'm a fan. I'm just a fan of good music, man. If I like your shit, I like it. If I can take something from it and learn, I dig it.